Welcome back, my followers. I'm your host, Ricky Knoles, and this is another episode of Knoles Cool Stuff. And this is my final thought and review of the Mi 10 Ultra after using it for about 2 months here on Knoles Cool Stuff. All right, the Mi 10 Ultra, my final thoughts. Now, in this video, I'm not going to go over specs all over again because I did it before on the unboxing area. You can go watch it. I'll link it somewhere around here. I'm just going to talk about my personal thoughts about using the Mi 10 Ultra in the last 2 months. Okay. All right. Design wise, it's a nice design. All right. You got a large screen. You got camera bump is fine as long as you put a case on it and stuff. So most people put cases on their phones. I know I do. If I spend any expensive amount on a phone, I'm gonna put a case on it. But look at the screen, all right? It's beautiful. Now I admit I didn't really like Xiaomi's operating system all that too much, MIUI, because I thought it was in the old version it seemed very dull looking when I look at the screen. It was like, eh. But with MIUI 12, it looks great, especially with the dynamic wallpaper. I got Saturn up right here, but it looks just amazing. Just when you just press and you see all the animation, that's just cool, okay? The animation for the wallpaper just takes it to the next level. It's more easier. Now, you know, if you don't know, with Xiaomi phones, you can do the app drawer now. So that makes it great. All right, so if you people who like the app drawers and stuff. All right, next. Let's talk about the screen. I like the screen. It's beautiful. It does everything you need a screen to do. It has a 120 hertz refresh rate, or you can drop it back down to 60 if you want. I kind of wish they had like a 60, a 90, and 120, but I'm not going to complain about it. It's 120 hertz refresh rate is good, but you know, like I said, 120 hertz refresh rate doesn't really matter too much when you're just doing normal stuff because you're going slow anyway. Yes, the animation does come a little faster, but are you going to really make big of a difference? You mostly notice it if you play games that are capable of doing 120 hertz refresh rate. It's a little snappier, it's a little faster. You get that little edge against everybody else. And gaming on this is great, seriously. I love playing it. It's a huge screen, and when I'm playing Call of Duty or PUBG, I'm like, yeah, beautiful screen. This is a great phone to play any type of game on, all right? Only thing I have a problem with is the audio, okay? It's not the loudest I've heard before on a phone. Especially when I'm doing video call and I'm calling family back to the US on like WeChat. Sometimes when they're talking, I can barely hear them, all right? Like the audio is just not coming through that way. Now it does come out better when you're playing games. It is loud, slightly louder when it's playing games, but I wish it was just a slightly bit louder, okay? And also, I like front-facing speakers on a phone because when it's at the bottom, I keep covering up my hand with the speaker. So I basically have to hold it with like a little cup when I play the game so I don't cover up the speaker at the bottom. All right, that's the only thing I don't really like either. I don't really like downward facing speakers all that much. I like the ones on the ROG2 phone and stuff. And it's on the front of this phone, but that's just a preference. You can attach a gaming unit on it and hold it like this. I don't use that much unless it's a gaming phone. All right, so what else is there? Cameras. All right. Cameras on this phone is good. All right. Main camera, good. Ultra wide, really ultra wide. Seriously, sometimes if I have my finger up the back of the phone too high, my finger gets caught in the camera lens with ultra wide. So I have to hold the phone down around about here towards the very bottom when I'm taking a picture with ultra wide. Because if I raise it too high, I see my finger in the ultra wide lens. All right, so that's a little. It's not a problem. You just got to adjust to it. I prefer to have that large, wide angle ultra wide, then I can adjust my finger. It's not like it takes a genius to adjust your finger. Now the zoom, they like to brag it's 120 times X zoom. Yeah, anything past 60X is garbage. Okay, it's not that great. I say you just keep it between up to 60X, and your zooms will be great. You don't need to go 120X unless you're a stalker and you're trying to stalk somebody from far, far away. But even then, I would suggest that you get a regular camera, okay? What else? One of my favorite modes in the Mi 10 Ultra was the moon shot. We could take a picture of the moon. Now, I've taken pictures of the moon. I think I took like about 20 pictures of the moon when it was like full moon. It just looks so cool how it's captured, all right? One of my favorite modes on this. Charging. Now, I know Xiaomi claimed that it can wire charge in 24 minutes. Okay, I've charged it a couple times from 0. I've been charging from like 10%. I've never hit the 24-minute mark, so I don't know what scientific lab they were doing it in. I usually get it within like under 30 minutes, like 29 minutes, 28 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe 31, 32 minutes. But that's still a great speed, right? Charging from 0, like 0, pretty much 0, or from 1% up to 100% in less than 30 minutes, can't complain about. And at 55-watt wireless charging, I could charge it within less than an hour, all right? Now, like I said, I never hit that 40-minute mark, all right? Maybe it could be done, maybe it can't, maybe it's a myth, maybe it's just a publicity stunt, but who knows? Wireless charging under an hour, wired charging within 30 minutes. Can't complain about that, right? Now, one thing it does not have, plus it has the reverse charging, so if you have some earbuds, you can toss on the back. So I don't really use it that much. I use it sometimes, like if I go out, but for the most part, I don't really use it that much. What's the next thing? Yeah, so for the most part, everything works well on this phone, okay? Can I recommend? All right, it does not have IP68 dust and water resistance. All right, but I never drop my phone in the water, so not a problem. All right, so can I recommend the Mi 10 Ultra? Yes. It's under $1,000. Well, in China, it's less than $1,000, but internationally, you can't get it. So you can't buy this unless you export it from China. All right. Now, but the Xiaomi did release the Mi 10T, which is available internationally. It's like a slight, so here's the Mi 10 Ultra. The Mi 10T is slightly below it, okay? I'm assuming they released that in order for their international consumers, because I went to the Xiaomi store here, and apparently the Xiaomi Mi 10T is not coming to the Xiaomi stores here in China. At least the stores that I asked. I asked like 3 Xiaomi stores here, and they said they're not getting it. So they say they'll be getting a new Redmi maybe in November. I don't know which Redmi that is. So maybe it's the Mi 10T, but they call it a Redmi one, maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure. So have you seen that with Xiaomi before? All right. With the K30, basically the Pocophone 2. So, all right. So, yes, if you're able to get this phone, then I would say yes. Plus, when you go to the App Store on this phone, the Xiaomi App Store, you can download Play Store. So it's easy to install all your Google apps on it. All right, that's my final thought. If I have to give this phone a rating between 1 to 10, it's a solid 8. All right, it is a solid 8. I enjoyed it for the last 2 months, but like all good things have to come to the end. And the Mi 10 Ultra will be going back into its box as we start to review the next phone. And our next phone in the next video will be the Sony Xperia Mark II. No, wait. Sony Xperia 5 Mark II. Seriously, that is the dumbest name. Seriously, you're not a jet, okay? Sony, come up with a better name. But we will be reviewing that phone in an upcoming video. If you like this video, hit the like, hit the bell for notification, and if you really love this video and want to be a part of my family, hit the subscribe button. And let me know down in the comments, what do you think about this style, the last thought? You know, I'm not going to go over specs. I'm just giving you my personal usage and if I had anything majorly wrong with the phone when I used it. But to tell you, I didn't have no problem with this phone. It worked beautifully, okay? All right. I'm your host, Ricky Knoles. Until next time, as always, my followers, be cool.